How's it going, guys? I hope you guys are all doing well, and thank you very much for joining me once more on my YouTube channel. Now, today I've been enjoying this wonderful cup of Earl Grey black tea that is something very special. It's really aromatic and it's really full flavored, and it's also got this astringent quality to it as well that I find it quite appealing, and I can't get enough of it. But the reason I'm making this video is to address a question that somebody put to me some time ago. Somebody asked me on one of my YouTube videos as to what is my most favorite music composition, music piece of all time. And it's a pretty difficult question for me to answer because my interest in music lies in different genres. I love classical music, I love progressive rock music, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of blues, and some opera as well. But if you were to ask me that question personally, my answer would probably surprise you. Now, from the perspective of someone who loves classical music, the answer that you would expect to hear as to what is a person's most favorite music of all time, you'd probably expect to hear something like Beethoven's Fifth Symphony or Egmont's Overture or Moonlight Sonata. Or somebody who enjoys classical music prior to the emergence of Beethoven, it'd probably be something like Mozart's 40th or 41st Symphony. Or someone who enjoys the Romantic period in classical music, it'd probably be Claude Debussy's Afternoon of a Pan, right? But my answer would probably surprise you. My answer would probably be this. This is György Ligeti or György Ligeti Atmosphere. So this piece of music is, to me, is the most avant-garde, most unorthodox piece of classical music ever composed. It's the kind of music that I regard as pure cosmic noise that creates this immersive experience that you find yourself kind of swimming into the music. And it does away with melody, harmony, and it's really kind of multi-textural music, and I call it primordial music as well. The kind of music that probably would have emerged at the beginning of the Big Bang. Now, this music, of course, is pretty famous because it was used in the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. And right at the beginning, it's complete black. You don't see anything, but you hear this background music. That's Ligeti's Atmosphere. I think he really wanted to symbolize the beginning of the universe when time and space came into existence with this great piece of composition. As I said, it's really kind of avant-garde, unorthodox music that doesn't conform to any standards in classical music composition. It's something completely different. And you might argue that there's some kind of a melody to it, but it's the melody, the harmony, everything is kind of intertwined into this just one piece that is really, as I said, creates an immersive experience. Now, this is, as I said, it's called, this CD, this whole collection of music is called Ligeti's Atmosphere, however you pronounce his last name. And he was a Hungarian composer. And I have to say, in 2001: A Space Odyssey, I think Kubrick had commissioned a different composer to write music for the movie. And then after he was presented with the music, he absolutely disliked it. It was more like a kind of Hollywood orchestral music, and he absolutely despised it. And he decided to embark upon an endeavor to find the music that would suit his movie. And he discovered Ligeti's work. I think initially it was without Ligeti's approval that he used this music actually several pieces by Ligeti for that particular movie. But then after Ligeti himself saw the movie, he actually expressed his approval for Kubrick using his compositional material. Now, this CD is by Deutsche Grammophon, and I have to say this is of audiophile quality. Now, a lot of people say that, well, for audiophile quality, in really recording terms, the music that's well engineered, you have to go with something like Decca. But I have to argue that this is a fantastic sounding record, very well recorded, and the conductors who are featured in this collection are Claudio Abbado, Pierre Boulez, and David Atherton. Now, I've never heard of David Atherton. This is the first time I'm actually being exposed to Atherton as a conductor, but I'm familiar with Claudio Abbado and Pierre Boulez. Now, you can see on the front, we have, it's a very clean album cover, and on the front, we have a picture of a satellite. I think it emphasizes the connection between this piece of music and, Space Odyssey movie, 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. Now, on the back, it says, "Atmosphere is an amazing piece which defines huge clusters as a compositional technique. It's not an experiment, but a superbly realized masterpiece." This is by Steve Reich, the German composer, I think, or American composer, I'm not sure. But he was, one of those avant-garde composers of the 20th century. Now, Ligeti himself said, "Static, self-contained music without either development or traditional rhythmic configuration." Great statement by Ligeti. And then unexpected, witty, never bowing to orthodoxy or ideology. Ligeti's work will assure him of an unassailable place of importance in 20th century's music. And that's by Deutsche Grammophon in 2006. Now, the pieces of music that are featured in this collection, you won't be able to actually see that on the front or the back. You have to go to the booklet to be able to find out what's actually being featured in this collection. Now, of course, the first piece is, as I said, really my most favorite piece of music of all time, Atmosphere. The second piece is Volumina, which is again an excellent piece of composition. I have to listen to that one more time. I listened to it a long time ago and absolutely loved it. But it features Gerd Zacher on organ. Now, the third piece is also one of Ligeti's excellent works. That's Lux Eterna, which means the eternal light. And it also features a choir in the background as well. Number 4 is Organ Study Number 1, Harmonies. Number 5 is Lontano. I think Lontano was also used by Stanley Kubrick in his movie The Shining. It's a really, it's a little bit different from Atmosphere, because there is some kind of a constant sort of noise that's emerging from the background and it reaches a climax. But it's a little bit different, and it sounds a little bit scary too. Ramifications, of course, and Melodian. I don't think I'm familiar with Melodian. I have to listen to this. But this is something I'm really looking forward to listen to. And again, this is the kind of music that you really want to listen to through a good system. So, as I said, to create an immersive experience, you want to surround yourself with good quality speakers, sit in a room, probably turn off the lights, and sit back and enjoy the music. Don't have your cell phone with you. Just limit yourself, put your cell phone somewhere else. Don't distract yourself when you listen to an album or actually a musical collection like this, because it just defeats the purpose. You might as well do something else. This is not some background music. This is a music that you kind of have to sit back and let the music to grow on you. And it's very challenging music, actually. It's not something that, it's not instant gratification. To me, it's really delayed gratification. Something that's going to grow on you. The more you listen to, the more enjoyment you're going to get out of it. So highly, highly recommend it. As I said, really has to be my most favorite piece of music of all time. And just because of its avant-garde, unorthodox quality that doesn't conform to any standards whatsoever. Yeah. Anyways, a great CD. Highly recommend it. You can probably have, you should be able to have access to this on streaming services, YouTube Music, probably Spotify, and Tidal as well. I recommend Tidal if you're an audiophile, because you can stream high-res music onto your streaming device, and then from that to your sound system. Anyways, just wanted to share with you this great album, or I should say musical collection, that features György Ligeti's music. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.